friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and we're here with another Mythical Mail Monday. Today I'm going through a huge haul. I don't even remember the last time I hauled, so I don't know when this is from. Probably like July or August, all the way till we're here at the end of September, so almost October. So this is a month's worth of haul. As always, I'm going to start with my book box books, so if you are not interested in having spoilers, although these are pretty much past, I do have some September books in here, so those might be of spoilerage, but mostly these are from past months. But if you would like to skip ahead, you can go to this time to skip the book box book. So we're gonna start with the Fairy Loot Adult. I'm not sure that these are in order of the month, so I apologize. I've just been stacking these books on my table there, so they are not in any particular order. But we're going to start with Fairy Loot Adult. We have Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan, The Gods Below by Andrea Stewart, The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song, and I love the sprayed edges on this one, and The God and the Gumiho by Sophie Kim. The Long Live Evil stained edges are also really cool. They're like a stained glass with a dagger and a quote on there that says "Longing for Revenge." So that's a cool little design on the side there. Next up we have Fairy Loot YA, and for that we have The Darkness Within Us, which is the companion sequel to The Shadows Between Us. I love that book, so highly recommend on that one, or anything by Trisha Lovenseller really. And then we also have Sleep Like Death. I actually already read this one, really enjoyed it. It's a it's Snow White retelling, but I feel like it also has a little bit of Rumpelstiltskin-ish vibe to it, so I really enjoyed this one. Next up we have Fairy Loot Romantasy. First we have Bonded by Thorns, and this one has like roses. Nectar of the Wicked by Ella Fields, and one I'm very excited for. I actually pre-ordered it prior to knowing it was coming in a book box, but we have The Wren in the Holly Library. I definitely like this edition more than the regular edition I pre-ordered because we have like the library illustration there, and then we have the sprayed edges. I'm very excited to read this one. And then we have our Illumicrate books. First up is Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. I feel like I'm really gonna like this one. I'm semi-nervous about the industrial aspect of this fantasy, but it does seem like it's an Asian mythology and it has dragons, so I'm hopeful that it will be one I enjoy because of those reasons. Then we have Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright, and I think the sprayed edges on this one are really cool. This one I'm very excited about. It's called The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. MacLean. Similar story. I actually pre-ordered this book prior to knowing it was in a book box, so Illumicrate just knows what my vibe is this year, I guess. And then we have A Dark and Drowning Tide. Moving on to our special edition pre-orders from book boxes, we have The Curse of Sins by Kate Dramis. This is the sequel to The Curse of Saints. And then we have Ruthless Vows from Fairy Loot. This is by Rebecca Ross, and it's the sequel to Divine Rivals, which I really need to read. Alright, that is it for the book box books. So moving on, there should be no spoilers moving ahead. So these are books I pre-ordered that were special edition. They aren't from book boxes, but they do have some sort of specialness to them. And we'll just kick it right off with the double duplicate here. That is The Wren in the Holly Library. This is by K.A. Lind, and I'm very excited for this one. I've been excited basically since I saw it available for pre-order. Then we have Fairy Godmother and Enchanter's Tale. I believe this is part of a new Disney Hyperion series. I know they've been doing Twisted Tales and they've been doing the princes, so like A Prince of Glass and Midnight I think is the Cinderella one. So now it seems like they're doing the Enchanters. I'm not sure who the other Enchanters would be, but I'm looking forward to this series. Next up we have Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the third, I believe, book in the Powerless trilogy. Yeah, Powerless, Powerful, and then Reckless. So I think this is the final book, but I've heard really, really good things about the series, so I definitely want to pick it up soon. Then we have the conclusion to the Children of... what is the first one? Children of Blood and Bone. I loved this series so much, so I'm very excited to finally have the third book, and that is Children of Anguish and Anarchy. I highly recommend this series if you enjoy like elemental type magic, or like different types of magic, like clans of different magic, if that makes sense. I was absolutely fascinated with this world, and I'm very excited to read the conclusion of the series. Next up we have The Spell Shop. It has the purple sprayed edges. This is by Sarah Beth Durst. We have another duplicate, The Darkness Within Us by Trisha Levenseller, and here are the sprayed edges on that one. This is the sequel to The Shadows Between Us. Absolutely phenomenal. This one I'm really excited about because it's from the same author who wrote, oh, where is it? It's gonna show the book. Where are you? Oh, The Liar's Crown. I absolutely adore that series. So this is by the same author, and it's called The Games Gods Play, and the cover just looks absolutely stunning, phenomenal. Can't wait to pick this one up. And then we have The Crimson Crown, which is another book by Heather Walter, who wrote Malice, which is a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, a sapphic retelling where Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty have more of a relationship as opposed to Sleeping Beauty and the Prince. And I'm excited to see her take. I think this is a Snow White retelling, or specifically more like the Queen and the Mirror, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of giving Once Upon a Time Regina vibes from what I can tell. I don't know. I'm excited. And then my non-special edition pre-orders. First up, we already know this one was coming, you guys. I'm so excited for this one. I actually have well, by the time this video goes up, the readathon will already be announced, but I have a readathon for Ghost Smith happening. I'm very excited about it. I need to get my videos posted to announce the readathon, but Ghost Smith. I love Nikki Paparazzo, everyone knows that. No further discussion needed there. Then we have A Song of Ash and Moonlight, which is the sequel to A Crown of Ivy and Glass by Claire Legrand, the same author who wrote the Furyborn trilogy. Loved that trilogy. Excited to see what she writes in this new series. And another duplicate, The Phoenix Keeper. I did get it in paperback as well. If you don't know me, I am a huge Avatar The Last Airbender fan, so of course I had to pick up The Reckoning of Roku, which is following Roku, the Avatar right before Aang, and his story. And then we have The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig, who also wrote House of Salt and Sorrows, which is a story of the 12 dancing princesses. I don't know if this is a companion. It almost feels like it because the 12 dancing princesses, the 13th child, feels like it would go along with it. But I haven't actually looked into this one enough to know if it is somehow related to her other book. We have The Mirror of the Beast, which is the sequel to the... I'm blanking on what this is a sequel to, but she's the same author that wrote Lore. Then we have A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. Tangled Up in You, which is the adult romance series of Disney retellings. This one is Rapunzel, or Tangled rather. We have Dungeons and Drama, which I'm very excited to pick up. I think the second book in this is Something and Dragons, like Dating and Dragons or something like that, but I love Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm excited to read a fun little romance about Dungeons and Dragons. And then we have Reflection, which is a Twisted Tales about Mulan. What if Mulan had to travel to the underworld? I actually did read this one. I've been reading through the Twisted Tales. So far I will say that this one is my favorite of all the Twisted Tales. I've been reading them in order. So I just made it through this one, and it is my favorite. Next are books that were gifted to me. First up, we have The Exiles. My friend Marie and I have been doing a themed book swap every month. I'm pulling up the themes, so don't mind me looking down. I'm looking at my phone here. So for the month of August, our theme was fiction or historical fiction, and I got The Exiles from her. This is the same author that wrote Orphan Train. And for September, the theme was like mystery, thriller, suspense novel. And I got The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding from her. In July, it was a red, white, or blue book, and I got 10 Things That Never Happened. And in June, it was best Goodwill find, so we had to each go to a Goodwill and figure out what the best book we could find was, and I got the exact opposite of okay from her. So those are my books from Marie. I also received this one in the mail. I'm not sure who it came from, where it came from, anything of that nature, but it's called The Singularity is Nearer When We Merge with AI by Ray Kurzweil. Not sure how this one got to me, but thank you to whoever sent it. And last but not least was a book I purchased when I was in the bookstore, and that was Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. This was part of the 50% off sale because it was the monthly pick, so the cashier talked me into it because I am easily sold on things. So that is my huge book haul for the month. Let me know what books you have recently hauled, or what book out of this haul you think I should read first, and I'll check in with you in my next video. Bye friends!